Hello children, today we are going to learn the poem The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost, the first poem of Beehive of class 9th. The Road Not Taken. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveller, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other, just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though, as for the passing there, had warned them really about the same, and both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet, knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. Robert Frost is a well-known American poet who was born in San Francisco. He belongs to the 12th century, known for its scientific and technological revolution. Frost is different from other modern poets. He is modern in the spirit and traditional in the style of his poetry. In this poem, The Road Not Taken is based on a very common experience. The poet presents a dilemma of a man in a particular situation. One day, the poet, while traveling alone, reaches a spot where two roads diverged in a wood. He, he entertains a conflict as to which road he should choose for his onward journey. He stands there for a long time and then decides to choose the road which is less traveled. He leaves the other road for some other day. Later, he wishes he had taken the other road. At the end of the poem, he says that after ages from now, he would be telling about his decision with a sigh. His choice of the less traveled road has made all the difference in his life. The poem tells us that one day the poet, traveling all alone, reaches a point where the road forks into two. He faces a dilemma as to which road to take to continue his journey. He is unable to decide which road to follow. He stands there for long. He gives a careful thought to each. Then he decides to choose the path which seems to be less traveled. He feels it will make all the difference to his future life. He decides to save the other path for another day, though he knows that he will not get a chance to go back to it. Later, he might wish he had taken the other path. The feeling in his mind is that of sorrow and sadness. The poet feels that after ages from now, he would be telling about his decision with a sigh. He would tell how he took the less frequented road, and that has made all the difference in his life. Here, the poet gives us a message that all have difficulty in making a choice in life. We cannot travel all the roads available to us. We have to make a choice, and that determines our future. The dilemma faced by the poet in making his choice is the dilemma that we all face at some point in our life. We have to make a decision. Only the future reveals whether the decision we took was right or wrong. Having taken a decision, we go on in life. We cannot come back to revert our decision. Decisions are like the steps that carry us forward. We can only look back and repent at our decision. A decision once taken cannot be undone. Here, The literary devices that the poet used for the poem is metaphor. A metaphor is a kind of comparison and it establishes a total identity between two objects, qualities, and actions. In this poem, Robert Frost uses the fork in the road as a metaphor for the choices we make in life. The poet suggests that the roads are in fact two alternative ways of life. For example, the lines which shows the metaphor are two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, I could not travel both and be one traveler. The assignments related to the poem that children can do is find few extracts from the poem and solve it. Make a summary, short summary of the poem and can answer few questions like what was the choice that the poet had to make? Describe the two roads that the author comes across. Which road does the poet choose and why? Does the speaker seem happy about his decision? So children can use these question answers and make a note of all these in your fair copy.